Hello, my name is Viola Wallace, and for this special podcast episode today, we're going to be focusing on a very important topic that I've been researching a lot more recently, and in particularly during the pandemic. The topic for today's session is going to be part of a longer series on mental health that I'll be doing on my main podcast channel. But for today, we're going to take a little snippet, a little preview of one aspect of mental health that I will be discussing in the next few weeks, and that is on toxic positivity. Now, this probably isn't a very familiar phrase for most people, but in the discourse and a part of my own research and looking into topics on mental health and the things that I've been personally dealing with, toxic positivity is very big. It's very important, and it's actually very detrimental to people's mental health. So let me begin by describing what toxic positivity is, what it means, and then we'll dive into the actual episode where I will talk about my own experiences with it, how it makes me feel personally, and ways that we can combat it, or ways that we could even tell someone, hey, I appreciate where you're coming from right now, but I don't need this. Some ways to kind of address it to someone who does this to you, or if you do it to yourself. So what is toxic positivity? Toxic positivity is the idea that we should focus only on positive emotions and the positive aspects of life. It's the belief that if we ignore difficult emotions and the parts of our life that aren't working as well, we'll be much happier. So in simpler terms is, if you are struggling with something right now and it's weighing you down and you vent or rant or talk to someone about it, they will often use phrases like, it gets better. Stay positive. Focus on the positives. It will be okay. But that is the form of toxic positivity that doesn't quite help us get to the point of where we need to be at. So, toxic positivity is this idea that if we just focus on the good in life, the good things, and dismiss the other emotions, we'll be okay. But in reality, that's not how we should approach everything in our life. There's definitely moments where positivity will help. That is in moments of maybe grief or job loss, or maybe you just had a really bad day, so you need that little boost of positivity. Totally fine. Absolutely. We want to soak up the good emotions wherever possible and when we can, because life is quite complicated. It is messy. There are twists and turns. Everything's happening all at once. And so having those brief little moments of boost are absolutely perfectly fine and definitely needed to keep us going in our day-to-day lives. However, if you are going through something that is constant, that it's daily, that you can't seem to escape, or it hits you constantly, that's when that positivity can actually be detrimental. Because if you are still going through it day in and day out, and you obviously need help and you want to talk to someone about it, that's when you need validation over positivity. So this is where I'm at with my experiences. I seem to be stuck in a cycle lately where I will do so well. I'll work really, really hard on all of my Toastmasters roles, my projects, my levels. I will be making great strides, great progress, and I'll feel absolutely amazing because Toastmasters really has given that boost to me. However, I can't escape a lot that's happened during this pandemic for me, and even the last couple of years. I've been seeing therapists lately in the last year and a half or so, and we've went down this road to realize that I do suffer from PTSD, so post-traumatic syndrome or distress disorder. And it's from my experiences with family, from my career and other aspects of my friendships where I've been through so much that the littlest of things can trigger me and remind me of those experiences. It is very difficult to deal with. And I've been exploring this toxic positivity fairly recently, as if I do open up to friends or to other people, I often do get met with those phrases that sound like they should help, right? Oh, Violet, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. That was a period, that was a year in your past. We're in the present. Let's focus on your future. It will get better. Be optimistic. Something will come your way. It will be okay. Now, sure, absolutely, these people are right. They are, they're being supportive in the way they know how to be supportive. However, when I get met with those phrases, it'll be okay, it'll get better, I don't feel reassured. I don't feel like, oh, yay, thank you so much, you're right. Instead, I get left with, but what about what I'm feeling right now? Doesn't this matter? Can't you see that I'm in distress? Or that I'm upset and that I'm stressed? And you're almost dismissing it with don't worry about it. Like, forget your feelings. Forget what you're thinking. Forget what you're going through. Focus on the it'll get better aspect. That's what toxic positivity does to a lot of people. It can be very dismissive of one's emotions and what they're going through. So let's go into a more specific example. Let's talk about my experiences in the UK, for example, real quickly. When I was teaching there, I was not set up for success. I took on new roles, I took on new jobs, new aspects of those roles to try to feel like a teacher, that I was there and I was learning. But I did not receive the training for it. I was criticized harshly for it. I was denied other opportunities because I was failing in these roles due to the lack of support, the lack of training, and not knowing who to go to. That is very difficult to deal with. You feel like you've obviously done enough to get to this position, and then you feel like you're going to get supported in this career and in this role when you get there, and then everything was not exactly as you expected. What that has caused me is a lack of confidence. When applying for jobs or in the current job market and job hunting environments, I don't have that confidence to be like, well, that position sounds like something I could do, but it's not fully what is in my background, so I shouldn't do it. Because who knows, I probably will get abandoned again, or I'll probably get let down, so I'm not going to apply. That is hard to deal with, especially because I am working a job right now that I have no joy in, that doesn't bring me any happiness or any really purpose in my life. And to get those jobs that you really want to apply for, but then it's those memories, those experiences that drag me down and prevents me from going through it. And when you're dealing with something that heavy, hearing the things like, well, all you have to do is apply and see where it goes. It will be fine. That doesn't help. What I would need is someone to say, oh, Violet, I'm so sorry that you're going through so many conflicted feelings based on your past and your PTSD. Why don't we work together on something? I have a friend like that would be more beneficial to me than to be met with this positivity remarks, these optimisms, these very infamous quotes that we all hear very often in life and when we are met with someone who's struggling. So what do we do? How can we avoid using the catch-all phrases of, it will get better? Don't worry, you can do it. Really listen to the people that are coming to you for a rant or with a problem or just need someone to talk to. Listen to them. Through their messages, through their words, you're gonna see how distressed they are. And instead of jumping to the, I am so sorry, but things will get better, right? Response, change it a little bit. Instead of having this toxic positive remark, maybe say something like, I am so sorry. Is there something I can do to help? Or, wow, that sounds like you are very frustrated, that you're very angry or you're very sad. What can I do to help? That offer of help, or even just saying, wow, it seems like you feel this way, it's remarkable. It will help so much. Instead of saying, well, Yeah, that sucks, but it'll be okay. You can see the difference there. And I know the friends that have reached out to me saying, wow, I'm so sorry. Here, how about we work on your resume tonight? Let's just go through it and see what you've done, how you've pieced it together, and let's highlight the skills that I know you have. Will that help you? Yeah, absolutely. It's that offer of a solution versus the catch-all, end-all, toxic positive phrasing that we use in our lives. That is toxic positivity. And yes, in some cases, those little boosts are absolutely helpful. But remember, life is much more difficult and complicated than using those phrases. There's much more behind what the person isn't telling you. Offer help. Let them know you understand their emotions. You can name those emotions. And just be there for someone. Avoid these phrases. Avoid toxic positivity. And just be a friend. That's all anyone ever needs in this life. That's a very quick little preview there of toxic positivity. I will go through this more in detail in my other podcasts on the Dragyn's Den channel. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care, everyone.